It's Ehizoje, everyone's favorite Nigerian.
This that real life shit, nigga.
You brought up Doechii. You thought Grammys were gonna hold Doechii.
Yes, I definitely did.
You thought she deserved Rap Album of the Year.
So, deserve is tricky with these awards because I feel like a lot of them are like favor based.
Okay.
They're favor based and they're like IOU based. And so I feel like with TDE cleaning up the way they did, you got Kendrick and SZA doing the Super Bowl. I think sometimes they do record labels a solid where they're like, this is a TDE or let's give it to Doechii.
Okay.
Now I thought they were gonna try and be like artistic and give it to somebody else. Cause I think the album was really good. Like I think that was one of the better albums this year, but I don't think we had a standout album to where it was like there's a good reason to give it to anybody other than Doechii, just with TDE clearly having a moment right now.
I think the Future Metro Boomin one.
You think that was better?
We Don't Trust You.
You think that was better?
I think We Still Don't Trust You was a better album than Alligator by Never Heal. But We Don't Trust You, if you want to talk about moments, and even leading back to the Kendrick thing, like that is on that project.
I think if they don't drop 2, then I think maybe it has a chance. But I think dropping 2 diluted it. They could have dropped like 1 super album instead of 2. And even then, I don't know. Like I think, has Future gotten the album of the year?
I don't think so. I
don't feel like the awards respect Future enough to give him an album of the year.
They should.
Yeah, I don't think he's undeserving, but I don't think they respect him enough to give it to him.
I will say they did dilute the like nomination group by putting Common and Pete Rock and Eminem up there.
See, I didn't even know Eminem dropped this year.
The Death of Slim Shady.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I
listened to it once just because it's M, so I was just like, let me just peep it.
I heard what snuck to my timeline, and that's it. Like I don't think I've ever sat down and listened to an Eminem album except for like his old stuff. But I don't know.
My Delete Later was on here too. If 7 Man Drill never happened, I would say My Delete Later is better than Alligator by Never Heal. Just as a top to bottom project. But once he actually deleted 7 Man Drill, I don't think I went back. I was just like, all right.
My Delete Later is a good album, but I feel like Cole is in a situation right now to where I think his next album is supposed to be what?
The Fall Off.
The Fall Off. The Fall Off better be like 2014 Forest Hills Drive level of quality.
It better be the Black Album.
Yeah. It needs to be something that makes me remember that Cole is who I believed him to be. Because I'm not mad at him for dropping Out of the Beef, especially in hindsight. But I think right now he has that he's not respected by anybody. And it's kind of his fault. Because the boy...
It's 100% his fault.
The thing about Cole will always bother me because Cole is the dude who's hitting windmill dunks and 360 behind the head and doing all these crazy things in warmups. And then when the game comes, he's like, yeah, I'm not really feeling it. If he'd have stayed in the beef and just held his own, he didn't even have to win. Just held his own.
So you're saying he's Ben Simmons?
Yeah, kind of.
All the talent in the world, but doesn't have the mentality it takes once it's really time to turn up.
He doesn't
niggas.
have that factor. He doesn't have that. Because I love, I'm a diehard Cole fan, but I just wanted him to, if he stays in the beef and holds his own, he doesn't have to win. I think we'd look at him so much differently. But for him to bow out, and then he bows out OD. It's like Cole, you didn't have to stand up there and say you take your best shot. You could have just been like, my bad, I shouldn't have been in the beef and been cool. But he's almost too good of a guy, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
He's too good of a guy.
If I'm Cole, even if I'm cool with you, it's bigger than our relationship at that point. This is for greatest of all time.
Well, see, I don't think this was for greatest. I don't think the beef was for greatest of all time.
It's not for greatest of all time, but you can't have a claim to greatest of all time without winning this beef. So now Kendrick can always throw his hat in.
That's fair.
Drake can always throw his hat in.
That's fair.
J. Cole can't throw. He can't throw his hat in. Drake can be like, oh yeah, even though I lost, I was always up to the task, and you can't say I didn't do what I
said I could do.
Yeah, because Drake didn't lose because he was bad.
No.
Drake lost because he went up against Kendrick. Drake lost to Pusha T because Pusha T had a trump card.
Yeah. But I'll even say with Cole specifically, I think Cole would have been interesting if he'd stayed in this beef. Not to rehash the beef that's been talked about forever, but I think it would have been interesting if Cole stayed in because Kendrick's death blows, in my opinion, to Drake were pedophile related.
Yeah.
I don't think Kendrick would have been able to find that on Cole. And so I think if Cole had stayed in the beef, Kendrick would have had to just like, I don't think that he's incapable.
It would have just been bars.
It would have just been bars, yeah. With Drake being in the beef, it's like, and this is why, like, I was talking to somebody about this the other day. If Drake just decides, I'm just going to make better music than you, like I'm going to make better slaps, I think the beef goes so much differently, but Drake can't help not being like petty. And I think being petty with Kendrick, it's like you can't be petty with the guy who stays inside and doesn't do much.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have a lot you're going to find on him.
You ain't got no information on dude. Like,
yeah. But I think Kendrick versus Cole would have had to have been strictly bars. And I don't know that Cole would have lost. I'm not saying you'd have won. But Cole can rap his ass off if he's not, trying to be mean.
I think he would have lost, but I think it would have been up in the air just because of his fan base.
It would have been ambiguous, yeah.
Yeah. But I think he would have lost. I think Kendrick's a better rapper. I think Cole is really good at, like, he's a spectacular rapper.
He's a backpack Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Hall of Famer.
But when he goes up against other people who can also rap really well, he's like a tier below. Like when he on Pie with Daylight and Absol, like they ran circles around him.
But that's a nasty, like, and I'm not disagreeing, but like if you told me, like as a person who doesn't rap, let's just pretend I did, and you got to go in the booth today, who's in there? Daylight and Absol. I'm like, I might be a little sick. I don't know if like that's like throwing somebody in the Lions den.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not mad at it. I think he's a backpack Hall of Famer. I think that's what we'll remember him as. He's the best. He's a B tier. He's a B-list rapper that rapped so well that he transcended into A tier. But I think he's always going to be like the king of the backpack rappers.
I'm not mad at that. But yeah, I'm also not mad at Doechii winning out. Let me be clear. I'm not mad at Doechii. I just felt like there was a conversation to be had with the future Metro Boomin joint.
It was the TDE sweep. I think it was it was a favor.
Yeah, Doechii one of my favorite artists right now. So don't come at me crazy.